He was watching her through a screen, and he saw something she didn't. This didn't happen to me. It happened to my cousin Nikki, and it still freaks me out to this day. It was around 1 in the morning, and Nikki was on a video call with his girlfriend, Sam. She wanted him to come over and stay the night, but he didn't want to drive that late, so they just kept talking. At some point during the call, Nikki noticed something in the background of her room, her closet door. It was just slightly cracked open. He pointed it out to her. She turned around and looked, but they both just shrugged it off and kept talking. About half an hour later, Nikki noticed it again. The closet door was open a little more now. He told her,
"Hey, maybe your little brother is hiding in there trying to scare you."
but she said,
No, he isn't home. My window is open, so it's probably just a draft pushing the door.
They ignored it again. Another 30 minutes passed. Then it happened. The closet door swung open completely, and someone stepped out. This dark figure just walked right out of her closet and then out of her bedroom. Sam didn't notice a thing, her back was to it, but Nikki did. He started to panic. He tried to stay calm and told her again that her brother was in the closet, trying to get her to look. That's when Sam said something that absolutely froze him. She told him she was definitely home alone. Nikki started yelling.
"Listen to me. Get up, lock the door, and call the police now."
He said he was on his way over immediately. Sam finally turned around. She saw the closet door wide open. She scrambled to her bedroom door, let out a scream, and then slammed it shut, locking it just in time. Nikki drove as fast as he possibly could, calling the police the whole way there. When he arrived, the front door of her house was wide open. He ran straight to her bedroom and started knocking, yelling that it was him.
"It's Nikki!"
She didn't answer. When the police finally arrived, they had to break the door down. They found Sam curled up in a corner, completely in shock. She later told them what happened. Just as she was about to slam her door shut, she had seen someone standing there, face to face with her, right in the doorway. She was lucky she closed the door when she did, because no one knows what would have happened if she hadn't. Someone opened our tent that night, and it wasn't my parents. It was the first time my family ever went camping together. I was 18. My brother and sister were 11. They were twins, and they really wanted to go camping. That's really the only reason we even went. It was mid-July. We drove way out into the country. No campsite, no other people. My dad parked on the side of a quiet road, and we hiked about a mile into the woods. We found a small clearing, set up 2 tents, one for my parents, one for me and my siblings. That night I couldn't sleep. The sleeping bag felt like sleeping on the ground. I kept turning over for hours. My brother and sister were already out cold. That's when I heard it, the sound of the tent zipper. Slowly opening, I looked up. Someone was poking their head into the tent. I couldn't see their face. "Dad?" I whispered. The head pulled back. "Dad?" I said louder. Whoever it was moved away from the tent, fast, leaving the zipper open. I was confused. I figured it had to be one of my parents. So I crawled out and walked over to their tent. I unzipped it. Both of them were asleep. I shook my dad until he woke up, asked him if he'd just checked on us. He said no. I woke my mom too. She said,
"I haven't left the tent either."
That's when it hit me. Someone else had opened our tent. Someone we didn't know. A stranger. For all I know, a psycho. I don't remember if my parents took me seriously, but I remember one thing clearly. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. Not even for a minute. Because once you realize someone was watching you sleep, the woods don't feel empty anymore. Out there, in the middle of the ocean, no one is supposed to find you. This happened back when I still had my fishing boat. Me and my wife were on a 2-day fishing trip in the North Atlantic. The first day and night were completely normal. We had a good catch, played some cards, listened to music. Nothing strange at all. The second night was different. We were playing cards again in the cabin, but this time, there was no music. Just silence. That's when we heard it. A boat motor. We rushed outside. A small, crappy-looking motorboat was drifting toward us out of the darkness. It had no lights on. None at all. The man on board stopped his boat directly in front of our bow, right in the beam of our single deck light. He was middle-aged, had a beard, and wore a baseball cap pulled down low. I asked him,
Do you need any help?
He just looked at us for a moment and then asked for gasoline. I told him we didn't have any to spare. I asked if he was low on fuel or if he needed a ride back to shore. He said,
No, I have plenty of gas.
which of course made no sense. Why ask for it then? Then came the silence. He just stared at me. The only reason I could even see his face was because of our deck light. Everywhere else around us was pure, absolute darkness. It felt like we were the only two boats in the entire world. He finally broke the silence and asked if we'd had a good catch. I don't know why, but I lied and said no. I was trying to stay polite, trying not to provoke anything. I asked him.
How are you navigating out here in a total darkness?
He just chuckled, like I'd made some kind of joke. He turned his motorboat around, and the last thing he said was,
Nice meeting you folks.
then he just vanished into the black ocean. Me and my wife were completely shaken. Something about him was just wrong. So I turned off all our lights and started sailing north, just in case he was watching. Call me paranoid, but my gut was screaming at me. Around 2 in the morning, my wife screamed. I shot straight up in bed, and I saw him. A man's silhouette was standing right at the edge of our bed, inside our cabin. I lunged toward him, but he was gone before I even reached the door. And then I heard it. That same motorboat engine starting up. It sped away into the darkness, the sound fading just like before. We didn't wait. We sailed straight back to shore and reported everything to the authorities. Nothing ever came of it. We still don't know what that man wanted or what he planned to do. But I learned something that night. Out on the ocean, if someone finds you in the dark, it's never by accident. I used to think the noises were just my imagination. Until one night, something stepped out of my closet. I only remember this vaguely. I must have been around 7 years old, living in my old house. My bedroom was on its own floor, more like an attic attachment than a proper room. The scariest part was this huge closet. It was elevated, so you had to climb a few wooden steps to get to it, and it had this big, heavy sliding door. Inside, it was just packed with old toys and junk from when I was even younger. Being so far away from my family at night was already scary enough, but that closet made everything 1,000 times worse. One night, I had just watched a scary movie and was lying in bed, totally freaked out. Then I heard it. A distinct sound like a toy falling over inside the closet. I didn't even think. I just bolted straight to my parents' room. They told me it was nothing, that no one was there. But they could see how terrified I was, so they let me sleep with them. The next night, I'd almost forgotten about it. But then it happened again. This time, it was the sound of a whole container of Legos spilling everywhere. I ran to my parents' room again, but my dad was starting to get really annoyed. The next day, my mom went to check the closet. And sure enough, the Legos were spilled all over the floor. She just brushed it off, saying the container probably just fell over on its own. That night, my dad locked their bedroom door. He said he was done with my nonsense and I needed to face my fears. So there I was, in my room, all alone. I couldn't sleep. I just lay there silently, staring at the closet, waiting. My imagination was going crazy. About an hour passed. And then it happened. The unmistakable sound of the closet door sliding open. Hard. Moonlight streamed through my window, lighting up the room. And there, Standing in the doorway of the closet was a figure. I screamed, louder than I have ever screamed in my entire life. It was pure, gut-wrenching terror, a feeling I can still remember vividly. The figure jumped down from the closet, ran out of my room, and I heard it race down the stairs and straight out the front door. My mom burst into my room while my dad chased after him, but he was gone. The police came, but they never caught the man. For years, people told me it was just my fear, a kid's overactive imagination. But I know what I saw that night. And whatever was hiding in my closet, it was real. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more.